Welcome to 303 Car Care. I'm Bob Galiska. If you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss an episode. What we're detailing today is an awesome 1966 Chevy Chevelle SS used in autocross events across the country. As you can tell, we're on the road for this episode at the home of Chris and Lynda Jacobs. We're going to find out where their love of cars started and get a good look at their impressive collection of vehicles in a moment. But first, let's get the Chevelle dialed in. I'm joined by 303 brand manager DJ. The Jacobs keep this car in really good shape, so what are we going to do to detail this to the next level?
We're just going to be doing a quick cleanup, wipe down of the car, get a little bit more into the details, clean up the door jambs, treat the weather stripping, keep those in good condition. Then we're going to hit the engine bay, and then we're going to move to the inside of the car to get it ready for the season.
Perfect. All right, let's get to it.
So we're going to be starting with the interior this time. We're going to get a little bit of overspray. We're going to clean the door jambs. That way we don't have to do double work and go back and clean it up after we've already done the outside. Let's get started. So for the glass, we're going to be using our interior cleaner. When you're cleaning glass, you want to make sure you're using a specific glass cleaner or a product that specifically says that it can be used on glass. Glass can be kind of tricky, leave behind residue. One way to use this product is we spray it on the high pile side of our towel and then wipe, and then switch to the low pile side that doesn't have any product on it and use that to wipe away any product that's on the surface. And you get a clean, residue-free surface. It's also ammonia-free. If you're cleaning tinted windows, you want to make sure that the cleaner you're using doesn't have any ammonia in it because it can damage the tint. So we're going to be using our Protectant on the weather stripping. It's important to keep these conditioned, especially in older vehicles. If it dries and cracks, you're going to get water damage on the inside of the car. Another thing when these get damaged is you get a lot of wind noise. So for the last step, we're just going to be doing a wipe down. It wasn't dirty enough for the wash, just had some light dusting on it. Anytime you're doing a wipe down, you want to make sure you're using some sort of lubrication between the towel and the paint. For that, we're going to be using our Slick Shine ceramic detailer. Any detailer will work. That will help prevent any scratches on the surface. You also want to make sure you're using a clean microfiber towel. A lot of people use things like bath towels. All that's going to do is damage the surface. You also don't want to use any of those like dusters or anything like that without any product to lubricate between the surface and the paint.
That wraps up the work here at the Jacobs garage. Just an hour to get the Chevelle looking in top shape. DJ, any final thoughts?
With these older cars, it's really important to get into the details to preserve them and keep them on the road. That's why you want to do things like cleaning up the weather stripping, protecting them. It'll keep those lasting longer and keep it sealed so that the interior doesn't get any water damage. Cleaning up the engine bay is always good. Helps to keep that maintained, and it will keep the car on the road for a longer period of time.
All right, great. Normally we hit the road with the owner, but it's not just the Chevelle that has our eye today. I'm joined now by Chris and Lynda Jacobs at their beautiful home. Thank you guys for having us out here.
Thank you.
Just got done detailing their beautiful 66 Chevelle, but as you can see, they have more than just this one Chevelle. They have lots of cars. How'd you guys get into cars?
I've always loved cars. My dad is an old drag racer from the 50s and 60s, so I guess it was born in me. And I was just fortunate enough to find someone who shares my passion.
Started with Hot Wheels cars and just progressed from there.
So we'll start with the 66 Chevelle. Yep. What made you want a Chevelle and what made you pick this one?
Growing up as a young guy, I was, had mini bikes, dirt bikes. The guys in the neighborhood that were a little bit older than I were, one had a Chevelle, one had a Camaro, so I was always gravitating to GM products. My first car was a 69 Chevelle. One of my really good friends had a 66 and I just loved it, and it was blue. So I always wanted that car, and the opportunity never presented itself till later in life, and about 14 years ago, we picked this up.
So what's all done to this one?
It'd be easier to say what's not done. It's a factory color with all the factory trim and everything, but other than that, everything is done to this car. We drive it. It's been road raced, autocross, road trip. We've drove it from here to Alabama. We drove it back from the West Coast out by Yellowstone, and it's been all over the country.
Not only do you have this Chevelle, but Lynda needed a Chevelle of her own.
Yeah, I wanted a convertible before we really got into the competition events. And so we bought this car and we enjoyed the heck out of it, going to cruise nights, doing power tour. But we've had this car for 22 years now.
It started out being the cars and the events and stuff that we went to, and now it's turned into more people.
People, right? Yeah.
I mean, it's the people that keeps us going back.
It's a wonderful community, the pro touring community. I'm so happy to be part of it, and that we found that because it's just an amazing group of people.
You were talking about how you take them to all these different events, but you guys actually drive them to most of the events. Sometimes you trailer them, but...
If it's a track day, we use a trailer. Still a couple normal people that have regular jobs, and our bosses expect us to show up on Monday morning, so we can't have a catastrophic failure and then not show up for work. So we've migrated into trucks, trailers, and stuff for track day events. But we're going to go down to Joliet and just do a day of autocross. Yeah, we drive them there, drive them back.
They're all in impeccable condition. So is there anything that you guys do specifically that just keeps them looking this way, or just take care of them and
really just take care of them? I mean, just be smart about it. I mean, when we go race, it's all time trial type events. So we're not, there's no wheel to wheel, door to door stuff with these cars. There's a couple dingers on the front of this, and I can tell you where every one of them came from. And most of them were having a lot of fun, and doesn't bother me.
I can't even tell you how blessed we are for two normal people that just love cars to be able to go to some of these places that this wonderful hobby has taken us.
Not too many people get to enjoy it with their spouse, so that's definitely a bonus.
You also got two other cars over here. Tell us a little bit about the Trans Am. When did you get that?
We've had that for almost a year. It's about as nice as it can get. And 72 was a strike year for GM, so they only made a few hundred Trans Ams. It's a pretty rare piece. I'm very, very pleased to have the opportunity to own it. Really, I mean, it's a lot of fun.
What about the Camaro here at the end?
This thing is a beast. I mean, it
does it all.
It's got tires, wheels, and alignment. Other than that, it is bone stock and it's still under warranty, and it is an amazing car. Everything with us is street car first. So I mean, if you look at the collection, I mean, everything is completely streetable. I mean, I could take any of these cars and drive them absolutely anywhere in comfort without any problems. There's a lot of guys that are building race cars that you can drive on the street. We build street cars that we can race.
Thank you guys for having us out and showing us your beautiful car collection.
Thank you for coming and visiting us today.
Anytime. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. You can find our products on Amazon or in automotive retailers near you. This is 303 Car Care. See you on the next one.